Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Tactical Solutions here with a super quick stock market update. A different economic report was released today. For those that are unaware, Chicago PMI came in worse than expected, which, right now bad news is good news. So this means that overall in the Chicago area for the manufacturing, for the manufacturing index, we're slowing down more than expected. The prior month was 45.7. This month was an actual of 45.2. Expected was 47.1. But again, this means that we're slowing down quicker than expected, which is good news for the Federal Reserve. It means that they can take maybe a less aggressive approach in raising interest rates. For those who are unaware, friendly reminder, we will be hosting a live session for the FOMC meeting this Wednesday at 2 p.m. So the Federal Reserve is going to be meeting and announcing their interest rate hike. This will determine if they continue with a 0.75% interest rate hike, but there is talks of the Federal Reserve pivoting and not taking as of an aggressive approach. I don't see that to be very realistic. I don't see why they would slow down now, barely when there's any form of slowdown. They talked about it many times. They want to front load interest rates hike, and I think that they're going to continue at the 0.75%, especially with the previous CPI data report that was released where it came in worse than expected. Overall, where's the market at right now? NASDAQ market is selling off. We are seeing a potential change of direction, so this is something that I'm paying attention to. We talked about this during our live trading session with the Learn Plan Profit Group. We were making lower highs, lower lows. I was shorting the market by going into SQQQ, making money as the market goes down, and then we began to test the EMA line. That's all I was paying attention to. Now we're pulling on back, but if you look at this on the 5-minute time frame, we are still holding above the 5-minute EMA. So overall, SQQQ is still good. It's still good to go. It still can indicate signs of higher highs and higher lows. If we begin to break below this 51.75 range, then yes, we could possibly drop down to the moving average, which is right around $51. I like to make our viewers aware of significant support levels that if we do break below, just to what to expect next. If we do find signs of a support here, then the next resistance is obviously going to be $53, and then after that is $53.50. Again, why is the market selling off so much? You just have to take into consideration all of last week, pretty much all of last week. The market was pretty bullish. And then on top of that, with its performance that it had on Friday, it's no surprise that it had to correct itself in some form of way. On top of that, there's even platforms like Meta. Meta is aggressively selling off. Again, 52-week lows, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at the 30-minute time frame. $94 a share. Instagram is going through a couple of issues right now, and it's experiencing a couple of hiccups. Again, this is why we always talk about the cheap can always get cheaper. It was already cheap, and now it's even selling off even further. And now if the market sells off, then this will only push Meta down even further. This is why you need to be very careful with not trying to buy the dip into anything that obviously has not had direction in its favor. There's one clear direction for Meta, and that is bearish. There has never been a change of direction, even when the other companies were recovering, right? It's very easy to see that although markets were beginning to recover, Meta was still aggressively selling off, or it was struggling to show signs of recovery. This is just to emphasize how weak Meta is, right? I still think that now is a great time to invest in quality companies that you see value in. I don't see that happening for Meta because of how weak it looks. If you want to buy Google, if you want to buy Apple, if you want to buy, Amazon, it showed signs of a recovery. It showed strong signs of potential. Meta just wasn't there, right? It didn't recover like the rest of the market tried to. Even Tesla had a strong recovery, and then it sold off with the rest of the market. When you see that your stock follows the market, at least you know why it's selling off or why it's pushing up, right? That it still can be carried by the market. But when you see that your stock that you're invested in, even when the market's recovering, that your stock is not, it just shows how weak it possibly is, right? So again, I still think that right now is a great time to invest, not because the market can't get cheaper, but for those quality companies companies. I think if you're a long-term investor, having that intention of not needing to make money now, but maybe in the future, again, it's something exciting to look forward to. Again, there's no reason to rush into it. Watch your position size, watch what it is that you choose to actually invest in. And then one of the last things that I wanted to tell you guys is we talked about the different economic reports that's going to be released on Wednesday, which is the FOMC rate decision, which is what we're going to be live stream, but as well as there's a series of different companies that are reporting earnings that can influence the overall market. So please be aware of it. Okay, so looking at the 1 minute, it looks like we're now beginning to show signs of a support. I'm going to wait for the break above EMA, and then I'll add more to my position size, and then I'll reduce at new highs. So I'm excited to keep you guys up to date. If you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group, make sure you head on over to the trade idea sections. If you're not part of our LPP group just yet, again, we are running a huge sale for the Halloween weekend, and that is promo code SPOOKY, SPOOKY, or you can just click the second link in the description of this video, and that will automatically take $150 off LPP 2.0. Friendly reminder, I only work with one group daily that get to watch me trade live every single day, and that is our LPP team. So if you want to learn more about that and to see if it's a good fit for you, take 2 minutes to click the second link down below, and hopefully tomorrow we can see you at market open for our live trading session. If you're not ready to do that just yet, make sure you subscribe, drop a thumbs up, and then also make sure you guys follow me on Instagram for some quick market updates. And that's that third link in the description. Appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.